All right, everybody, welcome back to the RSC Twitch stream. My name is HUDX. I have Boa here with me. We've lost Boss to some mysterious thing that's plaguing him, but I'm not convinced that it's not just because he wasn't drinking hot sauce at work. He's gone. I'm back to replace him, and Boa and we have got quite the gift on our hands, quite the opportunity to bring the Premier Finals to all of you. Interstellar from Event Horizon and Hawk Attack from Whale Defense are going to be our two teams here in the Premier matchup, and very excited to see what these guys have got in store for us. Boa, the team stats are on the screen. Please take us through these.
I mean, looking at this, you see that both teams have played very similar. Like, if you look down the middle, it's very close on both sides. And then the goals for, you see Whale Defense has more. But the goals against Interstellar has more, so you see kind of a similarity in the breakup right there. So it's going to be a really close match, I feel. And how do you think that these two teams are going to match up against each other?
It's definitely a pretty strong push right down the middle there. Not very much room for purchase for either blue or orange on either side. Similar records. I mean, just looking at the stats, it is not immediately obvious. We'll take a look at these lineups here as the players join the lobby again after I bamboozled them. In the blue, Rule, North, Ashes, and Z-Dog. I think it's pretty safe to say, Bo, we're probably not going to see Z-Dog on the pitch for this one. Only 2 games on the season, so probably not gonna make his real season debut here in the finals. But in the orange, Hams, Leonis, Gallico, and Hawk RL all representing Whale Defense, and definitely some standout players here. We can kind of see who our starting 3 for Interstellar has been all season, but Hawk Attack sharing the love a little bit more. Gallico definitely providing that spark off the bench, but this is Premier, so we're expecting to see, high level pretty much everything. And, Bo, I'm definitely interested to see if there's anybody that pops off the page to you.
I mean, of course, you see Leonis does have the most goals, but he actually has the least, or not least amount of games, but he has less than Hams. But you see they're also very similar. They seem like a really good duo coming out of here. But the shooting percentage, they take a lot of shots, but they don't hit as much as you'd think. I mean, you see sub 30 for all the shooting percentages except for Gallico, but he's not on the field as much. And, I mean, all of them have very great amount of games played. And then you see for Rule has the most scoring for Interstellar with a high shooting percentage, highest on his team. And he has the second most game played, as you said earlier. I mean, it is very one-sided for the Interstellar side for who their starting 3 are.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight, I think, between these two teams. No real clear favorite coming into it. It's the number 4 seed versus the number 2 seed. We finally have all 6 players in the lobby. I got really excited before and tried to get just one team. So now we're actually going to get them in.
And that's going to be great. I mean, like we said, this is going to be a dogfight. I don't see any team coming out here and just dominating straight off. But you never know what's going to happen. And like you said, this is Premier. We are expecting high level. We're expecting a high level gameplay from both sides. Not many mistakes. But anyone is prone to mess up on any certain day. So, Hood, do you have any favorites coming out of here? Like, that you know play well, that you've seen before?
I mean, Ashes gets a little bit of a shout out because if you watch the stream and you watch the intro, Ashes made that intro. So Ashes definitely gets a little bit of a bump. So Interstellar there, maybe a little bit of media committee bias, but an own goal to start things off in the Premier Finals is I don't think anybody might have had that on their bingo card. That is exactly what that one is, and it is a 1-0 lead for the Hawk Attack team here. I almost called them Shark Attack. That's a different franchise, and it's a good start. It's a backbreaker if you're Interstellar to give up the first goal of the grand finals on an own goal here in Premier. But these are experienced players, Boa, players that can bounce back pretty quickly. Is another drive just wide there, and it's going to have to be short memories for all these players to get to this level anyway. So I will not be surprised to see Interstellar just claw this one right back.
NBA level RSC.
Oh my goodness! Oh, what a save! Oh, and Ashes puts it away anyways.
Like you said earlier, Ashes does get a shout out, and he scores right there. North with such good ground game. I wish that would have went in because that would have been such a great goal. But it does work out in the end. But we got to say that was a great save. It just happened to not work out because everyone was in the goal. And I mean, I've played with you a little bit. And how do you pass the foot? He tried passing it out, but it did not work out as well as he thought. And that is a great clear there by Hawk. And I know you talked about the Interstellar side. Do you know any, or have you played with any of the ones from The
only player that I've played with from Hawk Attack is Gallico, who is currently on the bench as their fourth right now. So can't speak on any of these players on the pitch. They're all way, way too good for me. But once upon a time, Gallico wasn't this good. It's another own goal that is going to make it 2-1 for Hawk Attack. But full props to Gallico. He's gotten this good. Not all of us can say the same as far as improvement goes. It's a tough break once again for Interstellar there. They have another one going to the back of their own net off of a friendly teammate. Ashes looking for a kickoff goal to respond there. It'll be thrown all the way to the opposite side of the pitch by Leonis. So Rule and North working together to clear the danger here. Hawk with no boost. He'll just carry it out across midfield. Looking for Leonis, just trying to spread things laterally. Now into the corner. North underneath. He'll collect, brings it back out across midfield. Maybe around 2, we could only beat Hawk. Hams was there to back him up. Now Ashes, dunked away by Leonis. Zero boost, just clears this one right to Rule. Hams heat-seeking missile there. Not looking for the ball at all, just trying to find that bump. And it'll be a clear out for North. Hams with a long shot. It'll be off the post, and it won't go. Rule doesn't get the touch, but it's probably for the best. Don't want another own goal there if you're Interstellar. And at halftime here, Boa, we're 2-1 in favor of Hawk Attack. What do you need to see out of this Interstellar team to just try to tighten the screws a little bit here in the second half of Game 1?
I feel like it's like you just
an own goal? 2-2 and 2-2-2. We got one. 2-2 and 2-2-2. Everybody make a wish.
But yeah, I mean, which Rule does make up for himself right there. As we know, he did score both of the other goals for the other team. He scored both of the own goals for Hawk Attack. But, I mean, there's a lot that this team needs to do. I mean, it's bad to say like that, but both sides have been playing really well. But, there's always going to be a better way to play. It seems like they're a little bit widespread on top of each other, maybe.
What a ball to the center. Oh, goodness. Hawk just couldn't find the purchase. That's a great dunk there by Hams. The save would have been a backbreaker of a counterattack goal after that one. Here's a great shot from Hawk, and that's one way to win a game. Just put great balls on net, and Hams on the end of the feed from Hawk out here with the Portugal banner looking like Cristiano, throwing this one into the back of the net. 3-2 the lead for Hawk Attack with 1:48, and Bo, at this level, and we talk about it in every level. We literally just talked about it in Contender in the last series, which is the second from the lowest, as Rule makes a big save there on a drive from Hawk looking for the insurance goal. It's all about consistency, right? It's from top to bottom, whether you're an SSL or you're a Silver 2. Like, it's all about consistency. It's all about being able to do the things that you're trying to do consistently. It's just at this level, when everything's so quick and so fast and everything's up high in the air, and if you don't make a touch, you're getting scored on, if you're inconsistent, that is magnified 10 times. And, every error is laid bare because teams are so good at punishing those mistakes at this level. We've seen both teams struggle a little bit with the kind of those mistakes. Both teams get punished for it, but it has been equal in both measures as we get another equalizer again on an overextension forward. Third man commits, and nobody's back to cover the goal. Boa, we've got a tie ball game with 63 seconds left. What a game.
As you just said, these mistakes get magnified, and as you also said, that third man came up and it just left an empty backfield for this Hawk attack, and you hate to see it, of course, but they did really well at executing right there, making it a tied game again, coming to the last minute of this game. And do you think that we'll see a good overtime coming out of this first game?
I think that there's obviously we're tied at the end of the game. Definitely potential for an overtime. Maybe a game winner here after the demo. North clears things up for Ashes, and it's the mechanics. He's a great editor. He's a great Rocket League player, and he's going to put this one all the way into the back of the net, just past Leonis. A little smooch there on the way in, just for good measure. And go ahead for Interstellar with 35 seconds left, and I conveniently don't have to answer your question, Boba, because they answered it for me. They've got a lead now, so I can favor them with 30 seconds left. It'll be a long clear from Ashes. Rule is up, and it'll force Leonis to make a quick touch. Back underneath here is North, gets it away from Hawk. Ham's first to it, but North closes out well. Leonis can't collect, and that'll be more time bleeding away. Rule with a fake challenge on the sidewall, pops it high. Ashes thinks better of that one. He'll just leave that one for Hawk to take down. Back into the corner here, 5 seconds remaining. One last push here for Hawk Attack. Hams into space. Hawk is underneath of it. He's going to collect it up the sidewall. Leonis won't have any input on this, but he's going to spawn back just enough to catch it, keep the ball alive. Miscommunication there. Orange players bumping into each other. Ball still up. Hanging here at the edge of the box. Ham's first there. Hawk is up. The goal's open to the backboard. Shot and saved away by Rule. Ashes puts it down, and Hawk Attack just barely misses. Interstellar will hold on to take game one. Wow, what a finish.
That was so close. I honestly was getting worried for both sides right there, that you cursed it right then by saying, oh, well, I guess I don't have to decide whether we're going to overtime or not.
If only, right?
That was so close at the end right there. I mean, the whole team there to try and finish it. But luckily, Interstellar was in the goal to save the net. And, I mean, what do you think we need to see out of this Hawk Attack team? I mean, they played amazing. Don't get me wrong. They played an amazing game. But what do you think we need to see out of them next game for them to win?
That's a tough one. It's definitely, like you said, both teams playing pretty well here. It's obviously a one-goal game with an equalizer scored late, so a close effort. But I think Hawk Attack just got to shore up that third-man rotation. I think it caught him out one too many times in this game. It's just not a mistake that you can commit here in this high level of Rocket League. You just can't send that third man when there's an opportunity for a counterattack. You're going to get scored on every time. So if Hawk Attack can clean that up a little bit here, just make sure that they're all locked in on those rotations. They've got their communication up, and they're not spending too much time worrying about their mac and cheese. I think they've definitely got a good shout to be able to get back into this. Obviously, a one-goal game. Hawk Attack need to come out, score first here in Game 2, I think. Really put themselves on the front foot, get that momentum right back in their favor, Boa. But we've got a kickoff here in Game number 2, a 1-0 lead for Interstellar in the series. And a opportunity here 10 seconds after the kickoff. Maybe pinch pass. Rule tries to fake it low underneath Hams. Dangerous to the backboard. Leonis gets a great read for the save. And now with no boost, he's just going to take up a little bit of space on the sidewall, forcing the touch all the way to the backboard. There's nobody there. And Hams will fake challenge. It's cleared away by North. And it will not be a fluke of fluke goals there for Hawk Attack on the other end. They get away with it for a moment. Leonis tries to pick out that bottom right-hand corner. Ash is quick to it to take it away. That's a great start for Hawk Attack. They've got some great pressure up. Just got to make sure they continue to keep their rotations in check, Boa.
And, I mean, we're seeing an amazing game coming out of this team. Both sides are playing great. I feel like we're going to see somebody overcommit or something like we saw in last game, where we see an overcommit that changes the game, where it's an easy score, or we're going to see some more demo plays like we've been seeing. I mean, there's not much we need to change up to see anything good happen. And almost an amazing dunk there by Leonis, but Ash is there to stop it, and a great clear there, and Hams, you already see him going back. So, I mean, like we just said, that third man committing is going to be the definite change in this game.
What a touch from Hawk. It ends up being for naught, but he saves the first attempt. He takes this double away from Rule. Unfortunately, just can't get enough to get it clear. There's nobody, no other support behind him, and Interstellar, Ashes just puts it into the back of the net. Ash is the captain of this Interstellar squad, and getting it done there. Cleanup duty for the 1-0. It might be a kickoff goal, and it will be the quickest response you can have if you're Hawk Attack. Right back to an even slate, a minute and a half gone. Leonis just sneaks this one by Rule. You hate to see it on a kickoff, but it happens to the best of us, and we're right back to an even scoreline, Boa.
It's like that goal never happened. It's back to pretty much 0-0, as I like to say. As long as it's tied, and we almost see another kickoff goal right there, but Rule was sitting there waiting for it. If it would have went past toward the goal, he was there. And double commit there.
Is that going to go in?
It's going to work out. Oh. Ham with it a little high over the corner. That would have been on target. It would have been in the goal. And Hawk coming up over. Does he pass it on the backboard? And Ham is there. A little high again. This team has been having some opportunities, but they're keeping. Ham has shot twice. Been a little high with both shots. And great clear right there, but Hawk is there to thwart it. And then you see Ham rolls up in the air, Leonis. That would have been another great shot. I mean, both sides are getting great opportunities here. We just need to see. And what a demo!
You mentioned the demos earlier, Boa. Something that we might see start to come out a little bit here as these teams try to separate from one another, and maybe that one a sign of things to come for the Hawk Attack as they try to find some physicality. Oh, wow, that one's just going to go all the way in. Hams from the sidewall breaks this one out. It's a bad giveaway from Rule, but what a read from Hams, and just kisses that top post into the back of the net. Hawk Attack have got a lead just past halftime. That is a great way to put yourselves back on the front foot, and maybe a little unexpected there. Interstellar thinking they had their back line covered off, and in reality, it just is too good of a shot, and this time it's too good of a pass from Hams. Dimes up Leonis here off the sidewall. Great control in the air for the dunk, and Leonis, no doubter, puts that one in the back of the net. 2-goal swing, and from the time that you last talked to now, Boa, it's a 2-goal difference. What a way. Just such the momentum swings in this one have been crazy.
I mean, Hawk Attack, I mean, it's like they're in the casino, the way they are slotting these shots, they are putting them in perfect position, and we are seeing those demos come out right here.
It's an own goal.
An own goal. The only thing we don't need to see right here as they lose a little bit of that momentum, they're down back to 1-goal game, but you don't ever want to see an own goal, especially when you're up, because that just messes with your head, messes with the momentum. Mentally, you just have to forget that. I mean, you always want to say that, but it's always hard. Like I said in the last game, even in Contender, it's hard to do that.
Ooh, this one's stapled for the back of the net. It's 0 boost off the sidewall, rolls it in off the ceiling, and Hawk is going to take that one every day of the week. It's a tough bounce for Rule. Can't get back to it, and the boostless Hawk, and boost is optional. Don't need boost. Just like defense, boost is optional. And it's a 4-2 scoreline now for Hawk Attack. It's just really kind of started to come unraveled here for Interstellar as this game is worn on. Hawk Attack have poured 3 goals in here in the last minute and a half or so. Maybe a rotation check, and it will be. North rolls it in, literally rolls it across the pitch here to score on the unprotected net. Just like that, it's back to a 1-goal game, and yeah, defense very much optional. These guys are they're thinking about scoring goals. That's about it.
I mean, both things that I've said would probably happen have happened so far. The third man came up a little too far. They got a free goal, and we've been seeing those demo plays coming as well. So, I mean, and a miscue right there by Hawk and Ham, and that is another. I can breathe.
Tied up. Wow. What a way for this game to go. The most brutal bar down and out that I think I've ever seen, but Ashes is ready for it. Jumps on that one to tuck it away. North was there to follow his own shot anyways, but now we're at 4-4. It's just gone back and forth. Neither team really able to set themselves in front of the other because both teams making a lot of the same errors or just being forced into the same decisions as Hawk puts this one in. He doesn't need any boost even in the air. He's got it going on right now. Hawk with the finish. And I think getting one back on Ashes maybe for the one before. A shot of the series so far, Bella.
I mean, Hawk is coming out here, and I'm gonna call. He's having an MVP performance in the finals right here, and I mean, that's gotta hurt to see that though. Just someone scoring so I won't say effortlessly. That seems rude, but scoring so efficiently, like making the defense look invisible. But we do need to see some turn up right here for both sides. I thought he did it again.
He almost did. He had that whole side of the net open.
And Leonis is there, and if he could have got a bump right there.
Uh-oh. Yep. Yeah, that is a giveaway goal right there. It does not get any more textbook than that. A little bit of a hard pinch from Hawk. North lurking just behind him, and once the ball gets away from him, North is all over to put it in the back of the net. Another miscue, another goal. Both teams committing them in bunches. Both teams capitalizing on it in bunches. It's led to this very much defense optional premier finals so far. First game was what, 4-5, and now this one's 5-5. As we pull into the last 30 seconds, maybe we'll get overtime here in this one. Boa, do you have a pick in overtime if we see it?
I mean, it's hard not to pick this Hawk attack team because they've been so dominant, just scoring whenever they get that open opportunity. They've scored every time. But like you said earlier, that defense has been very optional for them. And when they choose not to do it, this Interstellar team just capitalizes. And here we are. You have North facing off against Hams right here. And Leonis with a great touch. Hawk there to follow it up. And great job by Ashes being back. And we see him going down the pitch.
Musty? Reverse Musty?
Oh.
Incredible. Incredible.
Creating mechanics.
It's going to take something special. It's either going to take something special or it's going to take something really dumb for this one to break open. I think, we're either going to see a knockdown drag out, both teams trying to throw their triple resets on each other, or we're going to see, the third man way overcommit and end up hitting the ball in the back of his own net. Here's Ashes with the flip reset to the backboard. Well collected by Hams. This one will be wrapped back around. Rule with a 50 and a second touch to put the ball again into a dangerous spot. North up after it. Rule trying to find a collection demo on the way out. Hams has got to take that one away. Hawk snipes that boost away from Rule, who now is going to have to just dive away from this play. Ashes up quickly into the rotation. North looking for the bump. The shot just wide for Ashes. Looking like me when I try to take shots from midfield, not able to hit the goal. And we will remain in overtime. A minute 12 gone here. Still tied 5-5. Winner will take game 2. Interstellar trying to put themselves up 2-0 in this series. Here's a drive from North. Won't go. Hams with the carry out, and that'll clear the danger for a little bit. But a minute and a half gone. Still no clear victor yet.
And saw the pass. I was like, Hawks get there in the middle of the field. We've seen what happens when he does that. And I mean, North here with a 700 score and a great save there by Leonis. Amazing shot by Rule. And Hawk misses right there, but Hams is there to follow it up. And we're seeing these demos come out more and more from both sides of the field. But we do need to see.
Ooh.
Wait for it to, and that was a great play right there. But we need to see more demos coming out. Not just to mess up rotation, but could Rule score from right here? And no, he chooses not to follow it up and passing it instead, which is a good choice. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I think that's that overtime kind of decision making starting to factor in. You are hyper aware of the fact that every mistake you make gets punished. When if you concede a goal, the game ends, right? Just it amplifies that that reality all that much more, as Ash is going to have to fight for his life in the corner here. Only 14 boost. The late challenge from Rule trying to just bait out that extra man does not quite work out. We're through a whole extra half of Rocket League. Here's a drive from Leonis, and he gets the second on the putback. The dunk and the putback for Leonis to give Hawk Attack the win here in Game 2. We've got a level series, 1-1.
Leonis there to muscle man it through. He beats Ashes and then powers it through to the goal. And that was a great play from all sides of the field. I mean, nobody played bad. It's just like the first game. But you do have your shining stars. Ash is there with 925 points, giving 6 saves, 2 goals. But then you have North as well, coming out with 3 goals, 1 assist, 1 save, and 6 shots apiece for both of them. But, I mean, and then you look at Hawk Attack. Leona's there, having a higher number of score. But then you have Hawk and Hams both there with each other. I mean, no one's playing too much better than each other. They're playing a really good fundamental team.
I agree. It's tough to have, that kind of number one in a tier like this. You've got to have 3 really strong players to be competitive, and both teams definitely showing that everybody can score, spreading it around. Rule doesn't get a goal in that one, but he had a couple goals on his own net, I think, in Game 1. So he's got some in there. They're kicking around some goals in the column. I don't know which teams they might belong to, but that's kind of secondary. But we've got a 1-1 score here in the series through 2 games. An opportunity for one of these teams to put themselves back on the front foot, or be kind of behind the 8 ball as we start to head into the back half of this best of 7 championship on the line. Hams has that one just glance away off of the crossbar. Early offensive pressure here from Hawk Attack is definitely how they would like to start this game. They're going to want to keep it going all the way through, and I think both of these teams' saving grace has been that it almost seems to me, and I know for a fact this is not what is happening, but it just kind of seems this way. NBA All-Star game this year, teams decided, hey, let's run up the score, try to break some records. Let's make this the highest scoring basketball game that's ever happened, or whatever, the highest scoring NBA All-Star game. These 2 teams kind of looking like that. They're like, let's just score goals. Neither team's going to defend. Both teams going to look for offense at every opportunity. And because both teams are kind of in that score first mentality, they've both been able to score kind of at will whenever they've got the opportunity to. It's kept it close. It's kept it exciting. There's a big save from Hams to keep it scoreless, and another one from Hawk after the drive from Ashes. A minute gone. Nothing on the board yet, Boa, but it could be any moment, and there it is. Rule puts it in. First goal of the game goes to Interstellar.
We just had to talk about the defense of the team. Come on. You know the rules, HUD.
Yeah. No, see, I just talk and I don't worry about the repercussions until later,
Until somebody gets mad at you for talking about
exactly.
it. But yeah, I mean, both teams are playing great, and what a shot. But we do see more defense coming out of this Hawk Attack team. I mean, it's more than we've seen, and it has been pretty good. Maybe they're not going to start worry about it being optional for the defense. They're going to say, okay, we've been giving way too many points up. We need to start worrying about it. What a save by Ash, just halfway in the net and just there to follow it through. And Ash is going up again. But Leona trying to get the bump right there on Rule in HUD. I mean, you've seen 2 games of them playing so far. Who is your favorite right now?
Right now, I can't hit tab to look at the stats because then everybody on stream also has to look at the stats with me. Right now, I've got to give a little bit of the edge to Interstellar. I think they've got a little bit more of those mechanics just around all 3 of the players. Ashes, we saw him hit a couple highlight reel ones last game. But if they can find a way just to continue to improve that defense, gradually continue to execute on offense like they've been doing. It's just that the team that finds a way to shut down that offense of the other is going to be the winner here, because otherwise we're just gonna go, trade overtime, like 7-goal overtime, still game 7, and it'll just be a coin flip. But if one of these teams can really just put that lockdown, just put the clamps in on defense. It's an own goal. It's another own goal. We've seen 4 here in the Premier Finals. I don't know how we've seen 4 own goals in the Premier Finals. I'm not going to question it. It's a goal for Ashes. It's 2 for Interstellar. And, just continues the theme of this finals, I think, Boa.
That's actually 5 own goals.
5 own goals. I missed one.
Yeah, North had one earlier. Or, not North, but Leonis. I think that's the one you're not thinking about, because there were 3 in the first game, and then there was one last game.
Yep, one last game, then this one. You are correct. Oh, there's another goal. There it is, back of the net. Leonis wide open. I feel like anytime you blink, there's an opportunity the ball might be going back in the net. What a pass from Hams, and just really hard to defend an apple like that one. Absolutely plating it up. And a no-doubter from Leonis. Hawk Attack shows signs of life here. 2 minutes to remain in game number 3. They took a game number 2 in overtime. Hawk Attack puts that one low. It's saved by North, but now got to find a way to keep this momentum rolling for them. They don't want to take that one overtime dub and then not be able to capitalize it here. Here's an opportunity for Hawk. It was the ground-to-air missile of Leonis trying to clear the way through the defense. Not quite successful. North and Leonis both up, but Leonis just so quick to the read. Ashes with the clearance. And a minute and a half now on the clock. At 2-1 the lead for Interstellar. Here's a dangerous ball to the center. Backside demo from North on Hams, but now lots of space on the far end of the field after the demo. Big seam opens up. A great backside check will keep the counterattack from getting any faster. Hawk Attack just not quite able to find that footing, Boa. Not able to get out and really set up that offense, and I think that's really contributing to them struggling to find any consistent scoring here as this game 3's gone on.
Yes, this game 3 has been great for both sides of the field. I mean, you see 1 goal up with 1 minute left, but as we've seen, that does not mean anything. Like I asked you earlier about the overtime, they scored immediately after, so I'm not even going to ask you anymore. But, I mean, this whole team's played with a great bump there. The Onus has played such a good third-man role, just being there, stopping the push, starting their own push, and just playing great defense as well. And it's early to ask him that. As I'm talking about him, he does double commit there, and Ham's not able to get the follow-up. No boost there. And Leonis following it up. And could we see
teamwork
right and roll there to stop it? And I think that is going to be game.
It would be one more opportunity. Yeah, it will be game. No chance on the bounce. Interstellar take game number 3. It did much different game there, Boa, from games 1 and 2 to game 3. Defense was played this game. It was not optional. They actually did it. They played defense. They rotated well. There was no balls that rolled from one end line to the other and into the goal, which is not something I ever thought that I would see in a Premier game. But this one looked like what I was expecting it to. Both these teams just scrapping for every inch, trying to find that purchase. Interstellar get it done with the passes, I think. It's really the thing that got the offense moving for them. Hawk Attack just couldn't quite find the space to get those chances going, and because of it, they're sitting down a game in the series now. And Boa, they've got some work to do now, as they have fallen behind once again in the series, but we saw them bounce back after losing game 1. You think they've got game 4 just like book it for Hawk Attack? They win the even games?
I would love to see a 7-game series out of this, because it is just so entertaining. It's just like the Amy finals that we saw the other night. Just so much action, and nobody was expecting that to be as action-packed, and I'd love to see something similar to this, but at a higher level, of course.
Yeah, and only more action. We're missing a player.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's leaving. Everybody noticed that we're missing a player. That's good. North is restarting.
Well, we have seen 5 own goals in 3 games. What do you think about that?
So it's it's a little bewildering to me just because own goals is, own goals are generally not a good thing, not something that is celebrated. I think I would even hedge to say that they might be frowned upon, but these guys have just kind of brushed them off, and I think at this speed, there are times when you might put the ball in your own net, but if you didn't put the ball in your own net, somebody on the other team was going to score it anyways. Like, I think maybe 3 of the 5 own goals we've seen tonight, Boa, have been like preventative own goals almost. Like keeping I'm going to put this ball in the net because if I don't, somebody else on the other team is going to. It's a kickoff goal to start out game 4 for Interstellar. A rough rollout here for Hams. Thought he had the 50. Hawks way overcommitted there out of the net, and Rule is there to put it away. I think some of them have been just, that was going in anyways. But the 2 that haven't been, those unforced errors, I think is just kind of a circumstance of the moment and the pressure as North almost finds goal number 2. Ashes had to go and Hawk turned it away. But right now it's Interstellar. It's been Interstellar here through just sheer dominance and passing in the midfield. I think they've really done a good job controlling that midfield, finding opportunities for themselves in the offensive zone. Now it's up for Hawk Attack to respond, and they're already down a goal, already have to dig themselves out of the hole here. A good effort here from Hams, but it's going to be just wide. Ball dangerous. Leonis can't find the drive. It'll roll all the way up the back wall. Rule with the whiff. Hawk is there. Another touch, but it's only to North until Ham can get there for the dunk. Leonis with the read. It's a tight angle, and it's saved away by the post. Rule gets a favorable 50, but will not get it around Leonis. North has to do the job, and through a minute, 1 goal for Interstellar. Almost feels like a fake goal because it was just such a fluke, and Leonis basically makes it a fake goal. We're tied 1-1, and a flip reset. It's the first one of the night.
And we do see a car change here from Leonis, and I think Hams as well. I can't remember if he was always in the Fennec or not, but maybe he just comes out here and he balls out in the Octane. He's been in the Fennec all night, so it's similar hitbox, or the same hitbox, not similar. But let's see what this team can do. I mean, first goal that they gave up was a kickoff goal. Hopefully we don't see any more of those given up, but Rule going up, and that all 3 committing. We said this earlier. They cannot all 3 commit, or they are going to be giving up goals. The only thing is, if you give up goals, you have to be able to score. And the defense on this team has been great, so you can't afford to give them up. I mean, do you agree?
Oh, I 110% agree. It's not, you can't make great saves on every offensive chance like Leonis just did. It just is not going to happen. Eventually, you're going to get beat by a better shot. So, got to make sure that you mitigate those opportunities when you can. Hawk lets that one rip off the crossbar. Opportunity here for Rule. Long clearance downfield. North gets underneath. Rule with a tight angle shot won't go. Ashes has it dunked away by Hawk. Will stay 1-1. I think just more of this back and forth game definitely is going to end up favoring Interstellar. It just seems like they're a little bit quicker on the counterattack, a little bit quicker to reform into their defensive shape when they need to get back. Here's Ashes down in the middle looking for North. It's saved away by Leonis. The savior medal there for Leonis as we cross the halftime mark. Slow turn there from Ashes. He'll get a favorable 50. Hams with a clean read, but North gets the eventual touch. He's got a little bit of room now. One-on-one on Leonis, and a phenomenal stop from the Octane there to get it out. Now he's got a little bit of space to work with, but no boost in the tank. Off to Hams, up to the ceiling, gets his flip, holds on to it, gets a touch around Rule. North there to back him up with the save. Hawk with a hard 50, just a good forecheck here in the blue end. And Hawk Attack just got to continue to mount this offensive and not leave their back line open. It happens again. Interstellar picks out the rotations, and they've got a lead with 2 minutes left here in Game 4. It's a crusher when the third man just can't get there, Boa, and it's been the Achilles heel of this Hawk Attack team.
It definitely has. I mean, we've talked about it even in the first game that they're not worrying about the optional defense, as you said, like your words exactly. But I mean, Hams did mess up on that flip, and I don't know if you'll agree with me on this, but I feel that Interstellar is definitely, they seem like they trust each other more than this Hawk Attack team. And what a goal there, passing play to a T. I mean, Ash just takes it, sees north, and shoots it straight down to him, and slots it right behind Leonis.
Yeah, that's mechanics and positioning.
They trust each other. He trusts him to make that shot. You have not really seen as much of that from this Hawk Attack team. You've seen one passing play, but that's it.
Yeah, I agree 110%. It definitely has been, it's been a little bit more of a struggle for this Hawk Attack side to get their defense kind of firing, and Rule's going to put another one in the back of the net. This one's starting to get away from Hawk Attack a little bit. Maybe the first real convincing win of the series that we'll see so far. Everything else has been tight one-goal affairs, and opportunity here for the Interstellar team to put themselves on match point if they can hold this one the rest of the way out. I think it's just really come down to I agree with you that it looks like there's a little bit more trust, a little bit more chemistry between these Interstellar players than the Hawk Attack players. We've seen that with their rotations being a little bit cleaner. Hawk Attack's gotten caught out as a result of a third man overcommitting, generally a chemistry or a communication issue when that's happening over and over again. And that's just not been a problem with Interstellar, but offense has been firing for both sides. We know that these players are mechanically skilled, so the ability is there for both ends. It really just has been those tiny little different, the steps right or the steps wrong that Interstellar have just started to pull away. They're putting a few less of those steps wrong with every play. Another great pass here from Ashes, looking for North. Ashes will bail out his third man, covering off. Rule looking for another one, won't go. All the way up the side wall. Ashes just hounding Hawk into the corner. 20 seconds left here in game. And number 4 looking like it's going to be Interstellar. Ashes throwing the brakes on, dropping anchor, and just getting the fake past the entire forechecking Hawk Attack team. Awkward ball back into the box, but it is safe on the backboard. A long clear will pretty much put the ice on this one. And maybe one for the road. It'll die there. Interstellar take game number 4. They are on match point here, Boa. One game, all it takes. Hawk Attack with their backs against the wall.
Do you think we could see a gentleman sweep coming out of this? I think I have that term right. But
you do. I mean, I think it depends on who you ask. Like, a gentleman's sweep is losing the first game and then winning the next 4, or just winning 3 and winning out. Like, to pull the reverse sweep at this point, as they would need, I think maybe is the better term to use here. It's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be easy because they've got to win 3 in a row, no mistakes. Just you can't put a foot wrong. It's crunch time now. Like, you've earned those SSL titles, you've earned your CRL titles. Now the most important game, I think, of Hawk Attack's life here, RSC Prem Final Season 19 Game 5. It's gotta be here. It's gotta be now.
Yeah, and how are the franchises looking for these two teams, if you know?
I don't off the top of my head, but I can tell you real fast. Let's see. Event Horizon currently sitting at 4th overall in the overall franchises, and Hawk Attack, Whale Defense, they're down a little bit further. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Smack dab in the middle of the pack, 16 to 32. So, Event Horizons had a great season. Whale Defense, with 6 teams, it's hard to have good seasons as a GM, but they're getting it done here, and now it's do or die time. Put up or shut up if you are Whale Defense, if you are Hawk Attack. It's got to be here, it's got to be now, and it's got to be Rule scoring 8 seconds in to put Interstellar up early. North with the feed to the center of the pitch. What a catch on the sidewall, and Rule's just lurking there in the center of the box. Tips it around the last defender, and an early goal once again from Interstellar. We saw it last game, Bo. They scored first. They did not relinquish that lead. Do you think they've got it in them here in Game 5?
We saw Ham being positioned very badly.
Bang!
Right there.
Oh, never mind.
Hawk there to finish that. And as I'm talking about Ham, he does pass it perfectly. Whether it meant to be a pass or not, he does get the assist. But Hawk is great at finishing that goal. Really good team captain play right there. Just knowing how his team's going to react. It seems like their comms might be getting better. It doesn't seem like they're overcommitting, but as I say that, it does seem that all of them are up even before that demo. So I do hope to see some more defense coming out of this team Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it, but I mean, a good team wins with every side of the field, but you can be great and only have offense. I mean, their defense is good, but if they keep committing heavy, they just need to be able to score with that.
Yeah, definitely. It's you've got to convert on the opportunities that you get, I think, is really the biggest thing for these teams at this point, especially for Whale Defense, when every goal is going to be so critical for them as this game continues to wind on. It is just not a lot of room for error, and both these teams are well aware of that. Just the longest fake on that flip reset ever from North, just faking it all the way down to the ground. This one just kind of lame in the middle of the pitch. Ashes was, I think, making the right choice not to overcommit his third man there, but made a pretty good read. It wasn't an aggressive read, but well done to keep the play alive. Ball up from Hams to Ashes. A great catch there. What a catch in the middle of the field, literally hanging in midair to stop the momentum on that ball. Here's Hams with a drive, and he gets the changeup past the goalie. Hawk Attack, when it matters most, they've got a lead here in Game 5. Elimination championship on the line. Hams from Leonis gets it done, and a 2-1 scoreline. 3:25 left in Game 5. We've got to continue to see Interstellar score the way that they have. I think at this point in this series, both of these teams have been much more reliant on their offense than their defense has been. I don't think that's too much of a stretch to say. A great defensive demo from North probably saves a goal, but Boa, you've got to, you've just got to see maybe a little bit more buy-in, a little bit more commitment here from this Interstellar team. You don't want to watch them drop this one. I guess they don't have anything to worry about, but finish it out in 5, man. You don't want to give them a chance, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it seems like they're in the call with us, because I mean, we said that they need to start working more as a team, just like this Interstellar team is doing, and you see this Hawk Attack coming out here and working well as a team, passing to each other and just finding those naked spots in the goal that are wide open. And I feel like that's all they need to do, because they're capitalizing, like we said. That's the biggest part of what hadn't been working for them, is they're not capitalizing on those opportunities, seeing as they're playing up on the field. But as I said, that North is going up in the air.
Bang! Oh, yo, training pack shot for North.
That is definitely a training pack shot. He just barely grazed that crossbar.
Bang!
And it doesn't go bar down, but it is a great shot.
If that was in a freestyling competition, it would count because it didn't hit the ground. That's all that matters. It was a great read, and that's the mechanics that you need to see out of Interstellar, right? They've got to find a way to get these goals to go in. They can put the ball in the back of the net almost at will. They've got to start willing it into the back of the net now. They don't have a lot to worry about as far as losing this game, but just don't give your opponents a chance to put themselves back into the series. That's just asking for trouble. We saw almost the reverse sweep all the way to 7 in the amateur finals. I think every team would just much prefer to, make it a done deal. Hams with a low fake. He's going to throw it high to Leonis. Dropping it down. Can't find it, but Hawk is there for the cleanup. You're going to commit third man. Ball better go in the back of the net, and it does just that. Goal, the lead now is 2 for Hawk Attack. And Interstellar, maybe taking their foot off the gas a little bit. Gotta lock back in, I think. If I'm Interstellar, I'm not happy with a loss here in Game 5. I want to take this one. I want to end it. I want to get to bed and not make this one any less sure than it needs to be, as Rule and North have a little bit crossed up there on the goal line. Can't get one to go. Boa, it's been Hawk Attack they've asserted their dominance here in Game 5. What have you seen from them that's a little bit different as Hams puts this one back in to make it a 3-goal game? And this is, I think, maybe the most dominant game we've seen all series.
Yeah, I mean, you just said his name. Hams has looked really good this whole game. But like I said earlier, the passing has been phenomenal. Everyone, I can't look at the tab right now, but I'm pretty sure everyone has an assist right now for this Hawk Attack team, and even if they don't, they've just been playing so well together, and Rule going up and almost getting that shot, but North is able to keep the pressure on, but Leona stops that, and finishing what you asked, this team has played much better. They're not committing as much. They're watching their rotation.
Bang!
Why? I'll stop talking.
Yeah, just as you're saying that they're watching their rotation, you get a really hard commit here from Hawk. He's trying to get away from Ashes there, but I don't know if Ashes is even looking for him. Ashes wants that big shiny boost orb in the corner, and he got it, and then he lost it because now we're on a kickoff, and he's got 33 boost in his tank again. But it is, once again, a sign of life here for Interstellar. A minute and change remains here in game number 5, in a game where Interstellar could put this championship literally to bed. They have got a minute left to score 2 more goals. Here's Hawk on the drive. He's not going to have enough boost to turn that into a shot, and it'll be saved away. Hams and I looked, it was another player, but we got the Wifty going on. Hams and Rule there at midfield. 50 here just kills it right in the corner. Rule keeps possession. Leonis will get the clear finally for Hawk Attack. No boost in his tank. He's just going to play a little bit of space up front, be the aggressor. Hawk wins it past 2. North bailing all the way out to get to that ball first. Take it back to the corner. Rule pops it wide and gets a save on the drive from Hams. 20 seconds remain now. Leonis, no boost off the sideboards. Ashes with a catch. 15 seconds. It's got to be now for Interstellar if they want to put this away in game 5. 10 seconds. Long drive taken away from Hams. North back out off the ceiling. It's going to drop down. Guillotine, but Leonis reads that one well, and that will do it for game number 5. Hawk Attack respond with, I think, one of their best games of the series so far, Boa. They take it 5-3 to bring us to 3-2 in the series.
And you hate that, and it does look like we're either getting a substitution or Rule. Or Rule is just stepping out, but I'm guessing that we get a substitution here, which is very, I know you did just lose, but seeing as you're 3-2, you still have that one game. And, I mean, what do you think that this Interstellar team needs to change? I mean, this Hawk Attack team came out here playing really differently. Almost every goal here has an assist for it, and Leonis was playing that part really well.
Yeah, I agree. I think I don't think we're going to see a sub, first off. I think Interstellar is going to keep their lineup. But Interstellar just Ashes was completely silent. No shots for Ashes in that game. And we saw how dominant Ashes was in the first part of this series. They absolutely shut him down. And I think a lot of Interstellar's just that mechanical prowess offense kind of started to dry up there. So now, they've got to find a way to kind of get Ashes back reactivated and, back on his horse here to, get their offense firing on all cylinders again. Because when he's not 100% in, you're missing that cylinder. Your 3-stroke engine's down to a 2. It's hiccuping. It sounds gross. Like, just not full output. If Interstellar wants to have this game 6 put away, they've just got to get back to those scoring ways, just got to get back, find that striking rhythm, continue to trust your teammates. We've seen it so much where all these players, they've got the faith in each other. It looks like we've got everybody. I'm going to tell them to join.
I had to go to the bathroom. I'm not 100% sure.
We're still waiting on the pier.
Okay, he's back.
Hams is here. Never mind.
He finished using the bucket, I guess.
Shout out to Battle Bucket, Ham says. Game number 6. All the players are in.
But yeah, I mean, I think we just need to see, similar to the first couple of games, the same thing for Interstellar. Ashes needs to step up. I mean, he is the captain, and he does need to show out here. I mean, that's what's kept them in this series so far. Well, not even kept them. That's what's led them in this series. And seeing more of that, you just need to. And they also need to halt this really well put together offense that Hawk Attack has been having with the passes and everything that they've been doing. Leonis is back in the Fennec this game. So I wonder if anything is going to change with that.
I don't think he played particularly poorly in the Octane last game, so definitely an interesting switch. But I'm not going to sit out here and figure out the inner workings of a Premier player's mind. Just got to watch them continue to get the offense going. Here's a demo play that'll open things up Leonis gets the first touch. Ashes with the demo. If he can't score, then he's just going to be the one who clears the way for his teammates to score. And Interstellar's got themselves an early lead here in Game 6. It's not must-win for Interstellar yet, but it is very much would like to win, I think, if you're in a blue car.
Definitely. I mean, it's not must. I mean, I think it is must-win because you never want to go to that final game where you're forced to win. So this is the must-win game. I mean, because once you go there, you're already starting to feel bad. And
bang!
There, like I said earlier, they need to stop these passing plays from happening. Which, I mean, it's easier said than done. I do understand that. But that is a great pass there to Leonis and a great finish by him, getting it past Rule. And how do you think they need to go about stopping this offense from Hawk Attack?
It's tough because they're really starting to find these passes inside. You got to start by not triple committing on a shot like that. I think that's definitely not a good thing to do on a defensive end, but just got to continue to keep that communication up. Got to continue to call out where these things are coming from. If your teammates aren't aware of where they are, I'm sure that these guys have all got their way that they communicate with each other. You just got to make sure that you're locked in on that. It's the first thing to go when you start really focusing on the fast pace. You really got to make sure every touch is perfect. The comms are the first. That's the first thing that gets dropped when you're locked in like that, and it can be detrimental to a team if you're so reliant on knowing where your teammates are because they're always calling out where they're at, or knowing what their intentions are. As soon as that falls apart, it can be tough on a team. Here's an opportunity. Leonis with a great up to turn that one away. Rule now tries to bend it back around to the center of the pitch. Hams on the end of the stretch pass from Leonis. North the catch in the side corner. Here's Hawk with a pop. Can't find the second. It's a giveaway from Rule, and Hams absolutely lasers that one underneath the crossbar. Interstellar with the defensive giveaway. It's a cut there, a double commit, and a goal. It does not, it's so easy to point out what was the problem there, Boa, right? Like, it just immediately, as soon as the last man goes, you're like, oh, it's going to go on the back of the net. Like, it just, you cannot make those mistakes.
No, especially after he touched it. Definitely a miscommunication on the defense right there. You see one of them go and then the other one following right behind them. And we about saw another one go towards the back of the net, but luckily it doesn't. And we need to see this offense turn up if they do not want to go to Game 7 right here. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I would never want to go to a Game 7 with this red-hot offense.
Especially not after being up 3-1. Like, I just, it would be a tough spot, and my mental is not up for that. It's an opportunity, though, here for Interstellar. Maybe a little bit of breakout, but Hams with a lot of speed. It's the musty clear. Hawk is on the end of that clearance for a long drive. It'll force Rule to make a stop. Hams the hard touch. Leonis first there. North gets a big dump. Goal's wide open. He's only got 10 boost, and he's going to be dunked away by the defense of Hawk Attack. And that one's just going to go in. Ashes gets the hoops goal. He just slides this one all the way up the wall, around the ceiling, and it drops into the back of the net. It's an equalizer for Interstellar. A minute 41 left in Game 6, a game that Interstellar could win the championship on. And Hawk Attack just not ready for that one to roll all the way into the back of their net. Ashes around one here after the kickoff. Rule up. He'll touch it down. Hams. It gets 50'd by Rule, well positioned. A good bump there, and Hawk RL makes no mistake. Hams gets the helper. He gets the clearance, and just like that, Hawk Attack right back on top.
This offense is on both sides have been playing so well. I mean, Ashes is starting to come alive again. And, I mean, Ashes has been playing really well this game, and that's what we need to see from him. Like we said during the time before the match started, we need to see Ashes come to life like he was in the first couple of games. That's what's going to be their leading point.
Oh, here it is. Oh, big save.
Great job by North stopping that. And that's what we need to see more of. And he's there to catch that as well, but Rule needs to follow that up, and he's not able to. But Ashes is there to be back. And are we going to see another great passing play? And we are about to, but it's just very wide. And we need to see some more.
Uh-oh.
Right there.
Oh.
Okay.
Man, that was wide open for Hawk, and he just couldn't put it in the back of the net. North gets the save on Leonis's try on the follow-up, but now what could have been a dagger there, that game put away for Hawk Attack, is going to leave the door open here for Interstellar to maybe grab a late equalizer. Pass from Ashes to North on the sidewall. North's got his flip in. Leonis well read there to take it to the corner. Rule 4 boost in the tank, drops it down. North bounce pass to himself. Hams has got it red. Long clear here from Leonis. 15 seconds left. Every second counting here in the last moments of this series. A Game 7 impending. If a Hawk Attack can close this out, it'll be Ashes towards midfield. Hawk carries this one. He's just going to bleed those final few seconds off. Zeros on the clock, and Leonis kills it. We're heading to Champions Field for Game 7 of Premier Boa. Would not ask for it to be any other way.
I mean, I told you earlier I would love to see a Game 7, and we are getting to see that. But you got to think of how Interstellar is feeling right now after being up 3-1, and now they're going to Game 7 with a red-hot offense. I mean, they're spreading it so evenly. Everyone on the field had one goal, except for Rule. But everyone on Hawk Attack had a goal. And then look how many shots this Hawk Attack's team put up. I mean, you cannot ask for a better game except maybe hitting more of those. That's about it.
Yeah, 11 shots, only 5 saves for Interstellar. It is, yeah, it's a good shot margin there for Hawk Attack. Definitely looks like a winning team when you look at the stats afterwards. I'm realizing that everybody on stream can watch me circling things with my mouse, so I'm going to stop doing that. And, yeah, it's got to be just back to the winning ways for Interstellar here. I mean, at this point, you've wasted enough time, right? You've let this series go on long enough, as it were. It's now time, put your money where your mouth is, and get one more to take this all the way. You've already won 3. Just got to win one more. It's been 3 straight games, or 2 straight game wins for Hawk Attack. They've got to win one more here to secure the chip to be your Season 19 Premier RSC champions. And they're going to have 5 more minutes on the clock. One more game to decide our RSC champion here in the Premier Tier for Season 19. And it will be Rule trying to get it around the forecheck of Hawk Attack already here early. And they're already up in the faces of Interstellar, just not giving them any room to breathe, not even giving them any room to clear the ball out of their own end. It's just such indomitable pressure here from Hawk Attack. And it is an admirable strategy, but it is one that is very easily countered by quick counterattacks the other way. You got to make sure that if you're going to throw all this pressure, you put the ball in the back of the net, and Ashes is going to do just that. It is a 1-0 lead quickly for Interstellar as they go up here in Game 7.
Yeah, like I said, we've said this the whole time, that Ashes does need to step up. He's been doing that in this last game. He's starting to warm back up, it seems like, and we need to see more. Or not, we don't need to see more from him. We need to see this exact play from him. We need to see a great team play. We haven't really seen the passing that we saw in the first couple games. It's really like they switched spots. Like, we were not talking about the passing from this Hawk Attack's team, but as soon as Interstellar stopped passing, we started talking about Hawk Attack passing. It's like they just did a role reversal, really and truly.
Yeah, it has been just a flip of the script. Hawk Attack, they've definitely started to tighten things up, but Ashes has really, begun to contribute to this the striking of Interstellar. Once again, he's finding his way back into those offensive rotations a little bit more effectively. Here he is going to collect this one on the backboard from Hawk. Rule taps it down. Hams has this one get away from him a little bit. North will collect in the blue end, out over top of 2. Hawk will turn it right back towards the blue end. Ashes out quickly. Underneath here is Leonis. Gets it around Ashes. Rule stops it up. And a big drive here from Ashes. Undefended backboard, and the demo is going to clear it open. Rule puts it in. It's his first goal in 3 games, and it could not come at a bigger time. And a cushion for Interstellar in a game they've got to win to take the championship. They're finding ways to get it done. Ashes again putting the body on the line, getting the demo on the last man, and finding a way to put it in the back of the net. Looking for a kickoff goal there. Won't happen. Hams up the sideboard. Out across midfield, North gets dunked but wins the 50. Hawk quickly on it, maybe a second one over top of Ashes, but Ashes gets the bicycle kick save. North clears it out towards Hams, right back into the corner, and it's stalled out a little bit here for Hawk Attack, Boa. They are already on the back foot, and it's got to be a quick change. They've got to get right back into that rotation because you don't want to let this Interstellar squad start to run the score up on you.
Yeah, this is the Interstellar that we've been missing from these last couple games, and they are starting to warm up, it seems like. They've realized, okay, we cannot drop another game, and so they're saying we're going to take this from them, and we're winning this championship.
Oh.
Because I think you already said that they're number 4 in franchise, right?
Yeah, number 4 in the franchise rankings, yeah.
So this would probably put them at 2 or 3?
It would definitely not hurt their stock. I mean, they're behind Mythos Bakery and 50/50, so the teams that you would expect to see up here in the finals, the teams that we've seen a lot of, the franchises we've seen a lot of already. But with that being said, this is also only final number 3 of the season. We still got 6 more to go, so still a lot of times for those rankings to still move about. But right now, there's only 2 minutes remaining here in Game 7, and it's still goose egg on the board for Hawk Attack. I guess a hawk egg, you could say. An opportunity here. Oh, what a redirect from North, but Leonis will take it away. Now a quick opportunity for Hawk Attack trying to counter, but Hawk couldn't get to the pass to the bit in the middle of the field. Ashes around Leonis. Centering ball for Hams, but the shot is well off target. Ashes will guide that one out across midfield. A little bit of help from Rule. Bent back around by Hams. Leonis up, just trying to tap it in. Hawk is there on the follow, and he beats everybody. It's a goal for Hawk Attack, the first one of Game 7. They're within 1 with 1:20 left, and this is exactly what we needed to see. The passing comes in, and if the third man commits, Boa, he's got to score. He does just that, and it's a safe one. 2-1 now, 1:20 left.
And what a great play there by Hawk, and just realizing that he's going to be able to beat everyone there, because every player on the field was right there, but he trusted himself enough to be able to get there. Because, I mean, you think about it, if he missed, everyone was on top of each other. So that was probably going to be another goal. So, I mean, he took a very risky play.
Oh. It was a long clear out there. Backflips from Hawk and Leonis, both of them realizing they weren't going to win that challenge and both deciding to stay home. Now it's not a lot of boost for the orange side as they try to get this push downfield. Down 1, a minute, or just 45 seconds left, under a minute now, just 40 on the clock. And they need a goal to try to force overtime here. Leonis wide open, and he totally whiffs it. It's a whifty at the edge of the box. Hams has got to get up to keep that one from being a counterattack. And that is a tough one to miss if you're Hawk Attack. You've got to find one more. 20 seconds. Long clear from Rule. Hams with a catch. 50's there. Leonis turning underneath. Some boost to work with. He'll throw it high. And North gets the long clearance. 12 seconds now. Drop down to Leonis. Leonis angling towards Hawk. Towards the corner. Rule with a catch. Big 50. Hawk is there, and now it's going to be last chance. Ball rolls up the corner. North underneath of it. He gets the long clear. Hams can't catch. And Interstellar is going to do it. They will negate the reverse sweep. Close the door at the last second possible. And with that game number 7 win, it is Interstellar, your Season 19 RSC Premier Tier champions.
And what a great series. I mean, going down to the last game, we love to see that. And it was a great... and it is a great way to end that off. Just seeing both teams play phenomenal. I mean, coming down to a 1-goal game, we saw in the beginning going to overtimes, like, every game was close, except for, I think it was one that was 4-1, correct?
Yes. Yeah, I think there was a 4-1 and a 5-3, I think, were our 2 non-1-goal scorelines.